It is a holiday for many of us. Opening day is tomorrow, and for the first time in the interleague era, all 30 teams are going to play on opening day. So what does that mean? That means you get 12 hours of continuous Major League Baseball action beginning at 1:05 Eastern, tons of storylines, and plenty of new rules. For more on that, let's welcome in our baseball experts, World Series champ Will Middlebrooks, former longtime GM Jim Bowden here. Excitement for the 2023 season. We've asked you guys for 3 things each that you're most excited about. Will, we'll start with you.
Well, first things first, we have all these new rule changes, so I'm looking forward to the new pace of play. I was super impressed with how smoothly it went this spring, how quickly the players adapted to it. The amount of dead time that's been removed from baseball has made it more watchable. The entertainment value has gone through the roof. The overall product of baseball is much better. Next, I'm looking at it. I'm excited for the rise in 30-30 players. There were 0 30-30 players last year. Now with the bigger bases, the pitch clock that could wear some pitchers down. Obviously, bigger bases are encouraging guys to run and steal bases. I expect to see at least 5 to 7, 5 to 8. You're looking at a group of guys: Ronald Acuna Jr., Trey Turner, Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt Jr. Don't count out Fernando Tatis Jr., even though he's starting 3 weeks late. It's going to be an exciting season when it comes to stats. And then lastly, I'm looking at Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Yes, I know they're the 2 best players in baseball, the most exciting players in baseball. We get to experience them in the WBC playing each other. But I think what I'm looking forward to the most is the fact that there's a really good chance they're playing meaningful baseball games come September. They put together a decent team this year, and the Angels know if they don't win this year, there's 0 chance of retaining Shohei Ohtani when he enters free agency this offseason. But so far, so good. They look decent, they're healthy, and they should be fun to watch as well.
My 3 favorite storylines. I'm going to start with this rookie class. I love this rookie class, especially the Yankee 20-year-old shortstop Anthony Volpe, who's got a chance to be a talent like Trey Turner. Might hit 20 homers and steal 20 bags his rookie year. Gunnar Henderson, the infielder with the Orioles. I love Masataka Yoshida, the outfielder with the Red Sox. I think he's going to really hit. I don't like calling him a rookie because at 28 years old, he should be a veteran after playing in Japan, but he does qualify as a rookie. And I love the right-hander with the Astros, Hunter Brown. If he can control and command that powerful stuff, he'll be a big story for the Astros this year. And then in the National League, this might be the best rookie race we've seen in a long time. Most analysts are going with Corbin Carroll of Arizona. Great table setter, will hit for average, power, and he's one of the fastest players in the sport. My favorite rookie, though, is with the St. Louis Cardinals. His name is Jordan Walker. He'll start in left field. He's 6'5", and he doesn't have any holes at the plate. He's got light tower power. He can run, he can throw, and he's made a pretty good transition from third base to left field this spring. And you can't forget about Kodai Senga, the New York Mets. He shouldn't be a rookie either, coming over from Japan. But boy, that ghost pitch he has, good luck trying to hit that splitter if he can throw it for strikes. So love the rookie class. Number 2, I can't wait for the race in the NL East. Are you kidding me? I mean, we've got the Atlanta Braves, the New York Mets, and the Philadelphia Phillies. And all 3 teams are capable of winning 95 to 100 games. All 3 teams can win the division. All 3 teams can win the World Series for that matter. And we've already had drama on the injury front, right? The Mets have already lost closer Edwin Diaz. The Phillies have already lost Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, and Andrew Painter to injuries. And the Braves, some of their young players didn't make the team, including shortstop Vaughn Grissom. And finally, I liked Will's third one with Ohtani and Trout, but I'm just going to separate Ohtani as a huge storyline all year. And what I mean by that is not just the fact he's a 2-way player, not the fact he'll probably win his 2nd MVP award, but all year we're going to hear if the Angels aren't playing well, will he be traded between now and the deadline? And if they are playing well, they're going to say, well, are the Angels going to extend him? And then we're going to ask when the season ends, where's he going to sign as a free agent? And how much money is he going to get? Because everyone in the industry thinks he's going to get between $500 and $600 million. It's a storyline that won't go away all year.
Guys, we asked you for division winners, and there's no need to go back and forth here because you guys picked the exact same teams for all 6 divisions. There they are, the winners for both Jim Bowden and Will Middlebrooks. They're going with the Blue Jays, the Guardians, the Astros, Braves, Cardinals, Padres. Jim, I want to start with you. Talk to us about going with the Blue Jays over the Yankees in the AL East.
Not an easy decision, Amanda, and I think one of the keys for me was the injuries to 3/5 of the Yankees starting rotation. Carlos Rodon will start the year on the IL with a left forearm muscle injury. Luis Severino already has a lat injury. He has not been healthy the last couple of years. And Frankie Montas Jr. probably out for the season with a shoulder problem. And let's talk about the Blue Jays and how much better they are. Number one, they improved their outfield defense from below average to elite, moving George Springer from center field to right field. They signed Kevin Kiermaier, a Gold Glove center fielder, to play center. They traded for Dalton Varsho to play left. All of a sudden, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. Number two, this is a lineup that was too right-handed. What did they do in the offseason? They went out and got left-handed bats. Kiermaier, Varsho, and Brandon Belt to help solve that problem. They added Chris Bassett to the rotation. Now their starting four might be the best starting four in the division. Then they added Eric Swanson to the back end of the bullpen to help set up Jordan Romano. And as you just saw the video, I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette are ready to have the best years of their career. The Blue Jays are primed and they're ready. And if they stay healthy, I do think they're going to be able to beat the Yankees in the AL East.
Blue Jays primed and ready. Will, you also went with the Blue Jays. But since we were talking about the Red Sox also being in this division, you are leaving for Boston right after this show. Kind of give us an overall view of the AL East. And I will mention your Red Sox 18-1 to win the division. A little bit down there.
Yeah, I'm not going to take them to win the division. I do like the Toronto Blue Jays a lot. Everything Jim said is obviously spot on. The New York Yankees are going to continue to deal with the injury bug throughout the season. They have a lot of guys who have a massive history of injuries. But my expectations are super high on Toronto, mainly because of the elite mix of young talent they had, and that young talent has developed in the big leagues over the last 4 and 5 years. And they have proven veteran experience on their roster as well. This is honestly a 95-win team, in my opinion. I think scheduling plays into that. They don't have to play the AL East as much. Only 52 divisional games instead of the 76 like we saw in the past. So that's only playing each team 13 times. They get to play a mediocre AL Central a lot more than they normally do. As far as the rest of the division, I think the Tampa Bay Rays take a step back. The rest of the league has caught up analytically to them. They're all on the same algorithms and metrics, and they're not surprising anyone with that anymore. Yet they haven't spent money outside of Wander Franco. Other teams are. Baltimore, very good young team who played well last year, they exceeded expectations by a lot. They didn't do a ton this offseason to get much better, but they're continuing to build and with that young core group they have. I just don't think they're there yet. And then the Boston Red Sox lead the league in ifs. They have so many injury questions. They could either rattle off 88 wins or they could win 70 games. So I don't know what to expect. It's kind of a wait to see and see how their health is. But overall, Toronto Blue Jays, I think it's going to be a fight with the New York Yankees. The Yankees still have depth, and they're still the New York Yankees, and they can go buy whatever they want. But I think the Toronto Blue Jays in that lineup end up running away with the division.
Let's head over to the NL West, and this is really interesting. You guys both going with the Padres over the Dodgers, finally. The Dodgers have won 9 of the last 10 in that division there. Look, we saw what the Padres did this offseason there. They now have the second largest payroll in Major League Baseball. I know David Sampson said, if I'd fallen asleep for 100 years, I never would have thought that when I woke up. Will, what do you think about the change of leadership in the NL West? Potentially. I think it's finally time for little brother to fight back. And this started with a 3-1 division series win last year, and then followed by an offseason where the Padres went all in, and the Dodgers really stood pat and didn't do much to get better. The Padres signed Xander Bogaerts to an 11-year deal. They overpaid big time just to secure his prime. They do that with a lot of players over there where they say, you know what? We have this 5 to 6 year window to win, so we're going to overpay to make sure we win now. They also extended Yu Darvish. They have Fernando Tatis coming back in 3 weeks or so. And they also have Juan Soto, one of the best players in baseball who had a down year last year. He's primed for a comeback year. This is a super team if I've ever seen one. And don't be surprised at all if they win 100 games. Let's go to the World Series. You guys agreed on all the division winners here. You completely disagree when it comes to the teams making and winning the World Series. Jim, we'll start with you.
I've got the Padres winning the World Series, Amanda. Look, this team is not only built for a 162-game schedule, they are built for the playoffs and the World Series. And what I mean by that is they've got 3 number 1 starters at the top of their rotation in Yu Darvish and Joe Musgrove and Blake Snell. They got an impact closer in Josh Hader, and they got 3 quality setup guys to get to him. Number 2, they have 4 hitters in their lineup, back to back to back to back. I'm talking about Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Manny Machado, and Xander Bogaerts. You can't pitch to any of them. They are stacked. Those 4 guys can hit the best pitcher's best pitch at any time. This is a team that is ready. They got to the NLCS last year before losing to the Phillies. They're ready to go to the next step. I believe that we will have 2 parades in San Diego, one on the streets and a boat parade.
Will, so Jim's going with Padres over Blue Jays. I mentioned yours is completely different. Who you got?
Yeah, the 2 best teams don't always make it to the World Series. It rarely ever happens. So I have the Astros playing the Braves. I have the Braves winning. I think they are one of the most complete teams in baseball. They have 2 pitchers who will be in the top 10 of Cy Young voting, at least the top 10 in Max Fried and Spencer Strider. And you look at their lineup, there's just no holes in it. 6 or 7 position players on the field at a time will outmatch just about any team they're lined up against. I love their manager. He has great feel for the team, and the whole staff does. They know what it takes to win. They've experienced winning in big games. I like the Braves a lot.
Gentlemen, it is your time to shine. Opening day is tomorrow. Will, safe travels. Jim, we'll talk to you very soon. Notable opening day games. You got the Giants at the Yankees there. Webb versus Cole. Brewers, Cubs, Phillies, Rangers. Remember, Rangers now have Jacob deGrom, but will he stay healthy?
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.